The second race we're going to look at is the Arkle, of course. Now, this is a little bit, well, much more uncertain. Captain CB is the current favourite, round about 3-1. Let's start on, well, let's get a pretty sort of neutral view, the Winstanley view, first of all.
Yeah, I want to take on Captain CB. The horse for me, he's a 9-year-old. Andrew's a stats man. When's the last 9-year-old to win it, mate?
Paul Jones, who writes the Cheltenham Festival betting guide, is the best man to do.
Microphone, please.
Danish Flight, the old Jimmy Fitzgerald creature. Christ almighty, that's going back some, isn't it? Yeah, 21. For me, he doesn't jump well enough for me, Captain CB. I think he's a ridiculous price. Paddy would say when horses have problems, you know, like he has, it's hard for him to get them back. I'm just laid Captain CB. I'll back 2 in the race. I'll back Riverside Theatre, who's been laid out by Nicky Henderson.
Flat Track Bully.
Flat Track FTB. And I'll back Sportsline. I was told worked best of all Woody Mullins' horses the other day at Gorham Park when Woody gave them their final spin up. I just spoke to my Woody Mullins contact. I said, what horse worked best? And he said Sportsline. So I backed a pair of them, and I've laid Captain CB.
Where do you stand on Somersby?
I don't think the form of the race at Sandans is good enough. Also, I think it's a negative Sam Thomas riding it and not Tony McCoy. Toco Pios was too close up for me. The other horse in the race, a Henderson also was fourth. Looked like it was going to win at Fakenham the next time, but I just don't think the form's good enough, Robert, for me.
Paddy, how do you see the race? Captain CB is the favourite. I've got a lot of time for Somersby. I was just slightly disappointed he didn't run at Doncaster the other day. He's had a long gap since he last ran.
Yeah, that's obviously Henrietta Knight. She does wrap him up a little bit, but you know she's proved at the festival time after time she gets him there as good as anybody. You only have to look back to his run last year in the Supreme Novices, third behind Murdermit and Go Native, who are like nearly favourite for the champion hurl. And if he runs to that, they've all got to beat him. I think he's the one that's going to take all the beating. Riverside Theatre in the race. I rode in the race. He won at Kempton last time, and I genuinely don't think he's good enough. So that's my opinion.
You rode Rory Boy, who was third in that.
Yes.
And Rory Boy is not. He wouldn't be. Not.
No, like in Barry, he was shaking at the bend. He went and won well in the end, but it was a bit deceiving. I just genuinely don't think he's good enough.
Okay. Andrew?
I've got a short list of 2 at the moment, Robert. I'm with the couch with Sportsline. I think he paid for getting into a battle with the other prominent races at Leopardstown last time when he was runner-up to Ancaster Moore. And the other one I liked is Somersby. You know, he's won 4 from 6 at about 2 miles. He was third to Go Native and Medamit in the Supreme Novices hurdle last season. And I wouldn't worry too much about the break because you know Henrietta Knight has sent best mate to win 3 gold. Sent best mate out to win 3 Gold Cups after a similar absence, and Impec was second in this, you know, after a 3-month break as well. So Sportsline and Somersby for me. Okay. With Riverside Theatre, I take Mark's point. It goes well fresh, 5 from 5 when he's been rested for 6 weeks or longer. But the trouble is he lacks course form. I just don't know whether he'll get home up the hill.
Gavin, one horse we haven't mentioned yet is Sizing Europe. Where do you stand on him?
I'm not sure. He's hard to evaluate. His early season form...
But he's won his last 4.
Yeah, but his early season form, the first 3 he won were just nothing races. Nothing's come out of any of them races at all. At least I can't remember anyway. And then he was arguably definitely going to get beaten by Captain CB at Leopardstown last time. I quite like Captain CB. I think people say he's an underpriced horse, but the engine is there. I mean, at the end of the day, he did give... Binocular a thrashing in the Supreme. You could say, well, maybe not, but he did give it, I think, 10 pounds in weight, which I think is an awesome performance. I think he'll take the beating here. People say about his jumping. He did jump stickily last time out, but the time before he jumped well, admittedly, it was a slowly run race. I think he'll take the world of beating in this race. The one horse I cannot have in this race is Somersby at all.
Why?
Don't like the way she's trained him. This is typical again of Henrietta Knight. Absolutely hopeless.
Was it best mate she trained?
Well, yeah, but I think anyone could have trained that horse. I mean, by all accounts, it was never fit anyway. So it must have been a wonder horse, that thing. Probably a 195 Merchant, but we never saw the best of it.
I'm glad we plucked you from the crowd. Because we can throw you back just as quickly, you know.
It's at the end of the day, the horse has won 2 4-runner races. The second time at Sandown, I don't think it was a bad race. Although, how do you evaluate Crackaway Jack? I mean, the horse had won at 5s on the time before, and then got beaten next time. Admittedly, probably injured, but got thrashed. And she's going to take it to Cheltenham on the back of winning 2 4-runner races, no preparation. And then she's going to put it in the mix with a 15-runner field.
Okay, you don't like
Good luck
Salisbury.
with that exercise.
I just want to get Paddy to the bottom of the sizing Europe thing, because he's won his last 3 races. Definitely, he's won very comfortably, but everyone seems to be sort of they just put him down the whole time.
Yes, Ruby Walsh actually has an opinion on this horse, and he's probably right. He just says when it comes to the real deal, like the Arkle, he just said he probably lacks that little bit, when it comes to. You could argue the 3 races he's won. Obviously, he was lucky to win. Captain CB would have beat him. But if he can go back to his Irish champion hurl win a couple of years ago, he's definitely got a chance. But I prefer others.
So, given the choice of any horse to ride any horse in the race, what would you choose?
My friend's horse, Somerby.
Somersby. You must be encouraged by what he said.
Do you not think with Somersby as well, he could be a better horse right-handed?
No.
Paddy? Not at all. Even though most of his wins have been right-handed.
Supreme Novice is 3rd. It's good enough for me.
Well, yeah, but he did jump right the whole way that day.
Gavin, you might not make the second half, actually. Gary.
Well, I think the question nobody's asked here this evening, I think Paddy would know because he's with Nigel Twiston-Davies, who must be one of the nearest trainers to Cheltenham. Paddy, what would the ground be there on next week on Tuesday?
Yeah, it'll be good to soften. They'll be doing day and night of work to maintain that, because obviously the weather is unbelievable. We have to school in the morning. The ground might be too quick. A week ago we couldn't school. That's how quick it's drying. So they have to try and maintain good to soft for the safety factor, and I think they will.
And would it be like previous Cheltenham, good to soft the first inning, quickening up throughout the week?
It'll dry as the day goes on. Like the first race will start good to soft. You could find as the day goes on the times will get quicker. We do need a little bit of rain, but hopefully they can get it right.